אדוני השגריר, בבקשה.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Member of Parliament, Gilad Karif, Chair of the Committee for Immigration, Absorption and Diaspora Affairs. Your Excellency of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and members of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs here present here, officers of the Parliament, Reverend Rabbi, also present in this, and members of the clergy and representatives of religious faiths and communities in Israel, here present, distinguished members of the police and law enforcement, and all present here at this important meeting called by the committee. I thank you, Honorable Karif, for having invited us to be present in this meeting, which shows, following what you said, with which I agree, that the state of Israel welcomes everyone and respects everyone, and would like to see that this respect that it has is really carried in practice. And I would like also, before I continue, to thank you for the expressions of condolence to our beloved Pope Francis, who is not only a Pope, but for me as a representative, he is a father of a family. Now, I would like just to speak very briefly of what already you know, but I would like to say this in a very direct, honest, truthful way. When we speak of Pope Francis, the late Pope Francis, you correct me if I'm wrong, and I will give you my apologies. There is no leader in the world, political or otherwise, who has spoken openly and consistently against anti-Semitism than Pope Francis. And not only that, there is no leader in the world that has consistently, almost, if not every week, even during audiences with particular groups from Israel, asking for the release of the hostages. No leader in the world. I stand to be corrected. And then, not only that, what he has done is precisely to show to the last breath of his life on Sunday, Easter Sunday, that he wants the peace and people to come together. Israel, Palestinians, everyone. In fact, in his testimony, it was very clear that what he suffered physically at the end of his life only says, I offer it for two things. Number one, for peace in the world and for the brotherhood of all peoples. And this is the one that we have mourned, that we have lost, and we are grateful and also happy that we have received this encouragement of what human life, human society, the countries with all peoples to come together and recognize each other as brothers and sisters with no distinction. And at the last point on Pope Francis, the one who has fought against discarded mentality of having other people put aside because they do not matter. For him, you have seen him, the very first act, a solemn act after he was elected during Holy Week, he went to the prison on Holy Thursday to wash the feet of the prisoners. So for him, there is no one excluded. Everyone is a child of God, created unto his image and likeness. Now, I would like to speak also about religious celebrations, specifically what the chairman or the chair of this committee has said about the Holy Fire and also the Holy Week at the Holy Sepulchre. There seems to be, first of all, we do not deny the very goodwill of everyone involved. Security, law enforcement, everyone wants that everything should be in order, everything should go as peaceful as it should be. That we accept. However, there should be, as the chair has said, some kind of enlightenment. He used education. Religious activities, for example, at the Holy Sepulchre, it's not a parade. It's not a demonstration for a certain cause or against a certain cause, in favor of the people or against a group of people. Religious expression of faith in churches are expression of one's deep relationship, profound as it is, with his God and the community who believe in the same God. So they're not there for a cause which may endanger other people or may awaken a kind of suspicion that they will create a disturbance. They are there to worship. And this has been going. I've been here since 2021, almost 4 years already. And I have witnessed what people of faith go there, no matter what, no distinction, because they're not only Christians who go to the Holy Sepulchre. We know that. And they come, sometimes they wait 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, under the sun, it's hot, they go, nothing. But sometimes when we put some logistics that does not correspond with the reality of religious faith, then maybe we create, not willingly, but by accident, a serious consequence, as what has happened. Of course, with me, you have seen it in social media. That's part of life. Don't worry. Being black, in spite of my ID card, as a member, as recognized by the State of Israel through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, nothing. I wait. But I insisted, you know, I did not shout. I said, look, this is it. I had to wait. Okay. But I said, it made me feel, if it happened to me, what happens to all the others who live there every day? And this, of course, does not take away the goodwill of the people who would like to create order. But it does not correspond, because we were going out already. We were not going to the Holy Sepulchre. We have finished Holy Sepulchre. So these are the things that happen when we consider a public manifestation of faith as something secular, as something political, as something that endangers security. They are there to worship God. A disturbance is against the expression of faith that they would like to manifest. So now, there are very important point as I'm talking about this, which I feel very sad. And I would say, I feel much offended, not as an ambassador of the Holy See, not as an archbishop, not as a priest, but as a believer, that guns go inside the places of worship. That is unacceptable. That should never happen in any place of worship. Arms and guns should never enter. And when you do that, you evoke a reaction from people. And I was offended as a believer. I do not go further than that. Arms do not have a place in the places of worship. So then it becomes an open provocation and lack of the basic respect for the faith and religious sentiments of the people. So I go back to what the chair has said to us. We have to open our minds to the reality of what it is when one expresses publicly or openly his or her faith in whatever religion he belongs to. With that, I believe we can, instead of multiplying unnecessary negative consequences which nobody wants, but it goes offhand, then we can have it more smoothly done. And we have, for example, Holy Sepulchre, we have the three communities that are in charge. Greek Orthodox, you have the Franciscans, you have the Armenians. If they can do as they have done in the past, regulate the way people come to worship and offer their prayers, the personnel, law enforcement personnel can always help. They can set aside a center or a kind of a police check on one wherein any unruly thing could be referred to them. But let these three do it or coordinate basically, and not the logistic of what was taught, maybe militarily, would be imposed on those who are there. The places of worship are not the places of terrorism or war. They are a place where you touch the most profound sentiment of one's person in his relationship with God. So I hope that that will be considered and respected. And as I say this, I would like to add, which is very important, of what the civil society is doing in Israel, really trying to see what does not go with this respect of faith. As the group of Yiska Harani, taking note of this and reporting, and we pray that it will be acted upon, not only that it is received, but also followed up, because what affects a small group affects everyone. Israel is not only what we want to say. Israel is what it is, what people see, and how we interact with each other. And the more we do it in the proper way, with due respect to everyone, we don't have to speak. Outside, we don't have to make propaganda, come here. They know it. And this is what I feel, because before coming here, my very good escort was asking me how many years. I said 3 or 4 years. I said, many people always ask me, how do you feel here? I said, as a priest, there is no other place I would have been and I would have desired than to be here, and I have not regretted it. Because this is a place where I belong, the place of the Holy Land, which all of us also say, all of us have this heart to belong to this Holy Land. So we hope that all of us could work together and express, or rather, and facilitate the goodwill which all institutions Israelis have to really be able to create a community, a function, a celebration that is most orderly, most respectful, and really most becoming of people of faith. So I thank you very much, Honorable Gilad Karif, for this opportunity, and for those who have listened to me. I repeat again my gratitude for what all those who have been assigned to do what is right have done it. The unnecessary negative consequences because of logistics is not to be blamed, but the goodwill exists, and for that I appreciate. I thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency. We appreciate your opening words and presentation, and thank you for making the effort to attend this meeting.